Captain Elena Riker stood in front of the holo mirror, adjusting the ceremonial suit she had worn only a few times in her life. The fabric shimmered faintly, a soft blend of silver and green, designed to honor the Viridians, the newly discovered alien species she was about to meet. She twirled once, feeling the weight of the mission pressing on her shoulders. Humanity had sent her team across thousands of light years to this distant planet, Viridia, a world lush with strange flora and vibrant skies that seemed to change color with the sun. "Do I look good in this dress?" she asked aloud, almost laughing at herself. Orion, her AI co-pilot, hovered nearby in a translucent form. Its voice, calm and measured, responded immediately. "I just can't take my eyes off you." Elena chuckled. "You really do know how to flatter a human." Orion's sensors twitched, analyzing her expression. For a moment, Elena felt a wave of amusement. No machine could fully understand the subtle pride, the nervous excitement, the thrill of anticipation that coursed through her veins. That was human. And that was why humanity had survived and thrived across the stars. Emotions, unpredictable as they were, gave humans an edge that AI, or even the most advanced alien species, could never replicate. Her reflection in the holo mirror showed a woman ready for diplomacy, not battle. Yet Elena knew the mission could become dangerous at any moment. Viridia was still largely uncharted, its inhabitants entirely unknown, and the political stakes for Earth were enormous. Humanity had learned the hard way that overconfidence could be fatal. "Ready, Captain?" Orion asked, his voice steady. Elena took a deep breath. "As ready as I'll ever be." The shuttle bay was alive with activity. Her crew moved with practiced efficiency, checking equipment, running diagnostics, and reviewing mission protocols. Lieutenant Marco Sethi, her second in command, approached with a grin. "You really do look good, Captain." "Not that I'm biased or anything." Elena rolled her eyes. "I'm counting on you to focus on the mission, Marco. Not on my outfit." "I'm always focused," he said, with a wink that made Elena suppress a smile. Humans had a way of lightening tension that no AI could replicate. It was an instinct that had saved her team more than once during past missions. The shuttle lifted off smoothly, rising above the curved horizon of the Earth space station. Outside, stars stretched into infinite lines as the ship accelerated into faster-than-light travel. Elena watched the swirling galaxy through the viewport, feeling a familiar thrill. Space travel was no longer new. But the first moments of leaving known space were always magical. The journey to Viridia would take months, even in cryo-sleep. But Elena had chosen to stay awake, observing every calculation, every sensor reading, and every communication attempt with the mission command. She wanted to understand this world before she even set foot on it. Days later, the shuttle entered Viridia's orbit. The planet below was breathtaking. Emerald forests stretched across vast continents, and oceans shimmered with shades of turquoise and sapphire. Strange weather patterns created swirling clouds that glowed faintly, reflecting the colors of the sky. Humanity had never seen a world like this, and Elena's heart raced at the thought of first contact. "Captain, sensors indicate multiple sentient life forms," Orion said. "Preliminary scans show humanoid structures in the northern hemisphere." "Humanoid? Are you sure?" Elena asked. "Highly probable," Orion replied. "The beings exhibit symmetry and bipedal locomotion, consistent with human morphology, though with notable variations in cranial structure and limb proportions." Elena nodded. "Interesting. We'll need to approach carefully. We don't know their intentions yet." The shuttle descended through the atmosphere, glowing slightly from the friction of entry. The viewport showed the first glimpses of the alien cities. Structures made of materials that seemed alive, shifting subtly, as if breathing. The Viridians were clearly intelligent and advanced, yet their civilization radiated a sense of harmony with nature that humans often struggled to achieve. As the shuttle landed on a grassy plateau near one of the cities, Elena felt a strange mixture of excitement and anxiety. This moment, this first step on a new world, was what she had trained for her entire life. And yet, the unknown always carried weight. The ramp lowered, and Elena stepped onto Viridian soil. The air was breathable but carried a scent unlike anything on Earth, a mix of flowers, minerals, and something faintly metallic. The team followed her, scanning and recording every detail. Their movements were careful but confident, showing the human's innate ability to adapt quickly to new environments. Suddenly, a figure appeared in the distance. Tall, slender, with skin that shimmered like liquid silver under the sunlight. The being regarded them silently. Its eyes, large and expressive, focused on Elena. There was intelligence there, yes, but also curiosity. "Stay calm," Elena whispered to her team. "Let's show them who we are." The Viridian moved closer, tilting its head in what seemed to be a gesture of inquiry. Elena raised a hand in greeting, remembering the lessons of first contact protocols. The alien mirrored her gesture, though in a slightly different posture, almost as if mimicking instinctively. Orion's voice was quiet, almost reverent. "Captain, this is unprecedented. They are responding to your presence personally." Elena smiled, a mixture of pride and disbelief. "That's humanity for you, Orion. We connect in ways even the smartest AIs can't predict." The alien stepped forward, speaking in a series of melodic sounds that the AI instantly began translating. "We observe you. You are unlike us. You are vibrant, full of emotion." Elena exchanged a glance with Marco. "Emotion? Yes," she said softly. "That's us. That's what makes humans strong." The Viridian studied her for a moment longer before bowing slightly, a gesture that indicated respect and perhaps trust. It was a small act, but for Elena, it meant the first bridge between two species had been built. Humanity's ability to convey empathy, curiosity, and adaptability. The qualities that often seemed ordinary were, in this moment, extraordinary. As the sun set on Viridia, casting golden light across the alien city, Elena felt a sense of calm determination. They had arrived, yes, but the real work was only beginning. First contact was never easy, and first impressions mattered more than anything else. And as she looked at her team, and then back at the shimmering figure, she realized that this mission was not just about exploration, it was about proving humanity's worth in the galaxy. For all their technology, all their intelligence, the Viridians had recognized one thing first. Humans were unpredictable, resourceful, and full of life. And sometimes, a simple smile, a gesture of respect, or even a fleeting moment of charm could speak louder than 1,000 calculations. Elena turned back to Orion, who was floating silently nearby. "See? Sometimes, all it takes is a little human touch." Orion's sensors flickered. "Observation. You may be correct, Captain. Humanity's unique traits are a form of power. Subtle, yet undeniable." Elena laughed softly, a sound that carried over the quiet alien landscape. "Exactly, Orion. And this is only the beginning." The first night on Viridia fell peacefully, the alien city glowing faintly in the soft moonlight. Elena lay awake in her quarters, thinking about the days to come. There would be challenges, certainly negotiations, misunderstandings, perhaps even dangers, but she felt ready. Humans had always thrived in the face of the unknown, and now, far from Earth, they would do it again. In the distance, the Viridians watched, silent yet attentive. They had seen something in these humans that no AI, no machine, no logical equation could fully explain. The spark of life, the unpredictability of emotion, and the courage to face the universe with open eyes. And for Captain Elena Riker, that spark was hers to carry forward. Humanity had arrived on Viridia, and the galaxy would never forget it. The morning sun rose over Viridia, casting long, golden beams across the alien city. Captain Elena Riker stood at the edge of the observation deck, her eyes scanning the structures below. Each building seemed to pulse with life, shifting slightly as if responding to the environment. Birds, if they could be called, that flitted between the towers, their wings transparent, catching the light like crystal. Beautiful, isn't it? Lieutenant Marco Sethi said, joining her. Elena smiled. Yes, but beauty isn't enough. We need to understand them. And quickly. Orion floated silently nearby, scanning the city and translating faint energy signatures. Preliminary analysis indicates high intelligence in all observed life forms. Neural activity suggests a social and cooperative society. Threat level: low. Communication: moderate potential. Moderate. Moderate potential? Elena asked, raising an eyebrow. It means they can understand us, Captain, but they may not interpret our intentions as we expect. Orion replied. Elena nodded. Then, we'll need to be careful. Every word, every gesture counts. Her team assembled in the landing plaza. Viridians had gathered across the open courtyard, curious but cautious. The being's eyes, large and reflective, focused on the humans with intense interest. Their movements were fluid and graceful, yet precise, almost as if each step was intentional for observation. Elena stepped forward. Greetings, she said, in the universal language of gestures they had practiced. We come in peace. The lead Viridian tilted its head, then emitted a series of melodic sounds. Orion translated quickly. You are humans. You arrive on our world with no aggression. We observe. You may approach, cautiously. The humans exchanged glances. It was an invitation, but a careful one. Elena led her team forward, each step measured and calm. She could feel the weight of history in this moment. Humanity's first encounter with a truly alien intelligence. As they approached, the Viridians began to circle around them, a dance-like movement that seemed both welcoming and testing. Elena realized that this was not only a social ritual, but a way to gauge the humans' reactions. Her pulse quickened. Humans were known for their unpredictability, and this unpredictability was precisely what made them interesting to other species. Orion whispered, Observation. They are analyzing emotional response. Your confidence and composure are being noted. Elena smiled. Then let's give them something to remember. She extended her hands in a universal gesture of openness. The Viridians mirrored her, bending slightly at the elbows. Elena noticed subtle differences in their gestures, slower, more deliberate, almost musical in timing. She mimicked their pace, showing adaptability. Humans had always excelled at adjusting to new situations, and now that trait was a bridge to an alien civilization. The lead Viridian stepped closer, its eyes fixed on Elena. Its voice, or the melodic tones that conveyed meaning, was translated by Orion. You are unlike other life forms. Your presence is unique. You feel, you express. Elena nodded, choosing her words carefully. We are humans. We learn, we grow, we face challenges together, and we hope to learn from you as well. A ripple passed through the Viridian group. They had not expected direct communication, let alone a human who could convey understanding through both words and action. Humans were emotional beings, yes, but they could channel emotion into intelligence and creativity, qualities the Viridians found fascinating. Lieutenant Marco whispered to Elena, They're impressed. Big time. Elena's eyes remained on the lead Viridian. Can you show us your council? We would like to understand your society. The alien hesitated, then emitted another series of tones. Orion's translation followed. You are invited. Observe, but do not disrupt. Learn, but respect. Your intentions will determine trust. Elena nodded. We understand. The Viridians led them into a massive structure, its walls translucent and organic. The interior pulsed faintly with bioluminescent light. Humans felt both awe and curiosity, instinctive emotions that signaled openness to learning and problem-solving, the very traits that had allowed them to survive across countless worlds. The council chamber was circular, with Viridians seated on elevated platforms. Each member radiated calm authority, yet their eyes were sharp, observing every movement of the humans. Elena stepped forward, representing her team. "Esteemed leaders of Viridia," she began. "We come from a distant world. We seek friendship, cooperation, and understanding. We wish to learn from you and share knowledge from our own civilization." The council remained silent, exchanging glances that Elena could not interpret fully. "Patience," she reminded herself. Humans often thrived on patience when others acted too quickly or rashly. One of the Viridians finally spoke, translated by Orion. "Your species shows qualities unexpected in travelers from distant stars. You do not act with fear or arrogance. You observe, you respect, and you connect." Elena smiled. "That is what makes humans strong. We understand that survival is not only about power, but about trust, understanding, and cooperation." Another Viridian tilted its head. "You are adaptable. You are emotional. This combination is intriguing." Elena's team remained quiet, sensing the weight of the moment. Humans had survived countless challenges, not because they were the strongest or the fastest, but because they could adjust, empathize, and create solutions in ways that other species could not predict. The council stood, signaling the next part of the ritual. Humans were invited to demonstrate a skill or knowledge that represented their culture. Elena nodded to her team. This was an opportunity to show the Viridians that humans' creativity was not just survival instinct, it was a defining strength. Lieutenant Marco stepped forward first. He activated a small device that projected holographic images of human history, achievements, and art. The Viridians' eyes widened at the intricate patterns of culture, the beauty of music and visual storytelling. Next, Elena demonstrated a practical skill, constructing a small device from simple components that could purify air and water simultaneously. The Viridians watched intently, their bodies leaning forward. The humans' ability to solve complex problems with limited resources was a concept they found remarkable. Orion noted, "Observation. Humans combine creativity with problem-solving in a manner unmatched by other species encountered to date." Elena smiled, thinking of her crew and humanity at large. It is not just technology that makes us strong. It is our ability to combine intelligence, emotion, and collaboration. The Viridian council members conferred among themselves. Finally, the lead member spoke. "You show qualities, our species, values, intelligence, empathy, and creativity. We will allow your presence on Viridia. You may learn from us, and we will learn from you. But your intentions must remain honorable." Elena bowed slightly. "We understand, and we promise to act with respect and integrity." As the humans left the chamber, the team's excitement was palpable. They had succeeded in establishing the first real bridge between humanity and an alien civilization. It was a small step, but one that carried enormous significance. "Captain," Marco said, grinning, "we just impressed an entire alien species. That's kind of amazing." Elena laughed softly. "Yes, it is. But this is only the beginning. We have much to learn, and much to teach. That is the essence of exploration, an exchange of ideas and understanding." Orion floated beside her. Observation. Humans excel in circumstances requiring emotional intelligence and adaptability. This may explain your species' survival and success across hostile environments. Elena nodded, feeling a swell of pride. Humanity had survived countless challenges, from ancient Earth conflicts to the first daring voyages into space. And now, on a distant world, they were proving that their greatest strength lay not in weaponry or raw power, but in the human spirit itself. The team returned to their temporary quarters, tired but exhilarated. Elena took a moment to look out over the alien city once more. She thought of the words she had exchanged with the Viridians, the careful balance of diplomacy and honesty that had made this success possible. Humans were capable of incredible things when they combined curiosity with courage, emotion with intelligence. And for the first time, far from Earth, Elena felt the truth of it. Humanity was not just surviving among the stars, they were thriving. In the distance, the Viridians watched silently. They had seen the spark that made humans remarkable: adaptability, ingenuity, and the courage to connect with the unknown. And while they would continue to observe and test, one thing was clear: the humans had earned a place at the table. As night fell over Viridia, the stars glittering above the alien city, Elena stood with her team, sharing quiet words of encouragement. They had made a strong first impression, but the journey ahead was just beginning. Humans had arrived on Viridia, and with every step, every choice, they would continue to show why they were a species unlike any other in the galaxy. The sun rose over Viridia, casting a soft glow across the alien city. The humans had begun to learn the ways of this world, guided carefully by the Viridians. Captain Elena Riker led her team through daily routines of observation, study, and cautious interaction. They were slowly building trust. And for a moment, it seemed as if nothing could disrupt the fragile harmony. But the universe rarely followed such a calm pattern. Early in the morning, Orion's sensors detected an unusual energy signature in the skies above. "Captain, unidentified vessels approaching. Multiple readings indicate organized formations. Threat level: high. W." Elena's eyes narrowed. "Prepare for potential conflict. Marco, alert the team. Let's see who these visitors are before they land." The ships descended quickly, triangular in shape, dark and ominous. The Viridians watched from below, their expressions a mixture of fear and confusion. Elena realized immediately: these were not explorers, they were invaders. The humans' first peaceful contact was about to be challenged by force. "Captain, they appear hostile," Orion said. "Weapons detected. Probability of engagement: 87%. Elena's team moved swiftly, but calmly. Humans had faced danger countless times, and their ability to remain composed under pressure had kept them alive in situations far worse than this. "Everyone, stick to the plan. Defensive positions only. No unnecessary risks. Our goal is protection, not provocation." The first shots were fired, small but precise energy pulses aimed at the city below. Buildings shook, sending plumes of light dust into the air. The Viridians, unaccustomed to aggression, hesitated, unsure how to respond. Elena stepped forward. "Stay behind us. We will handle this." Marco looked at her, concern in his eyes. "You really think we can stop them?" Elena smiled faintly, though her heart raced. "We have to try. Humans survive because we adapt. We will find a way." The team worked with efficiency born of experience. Using their knowledge of the Viridian terrain, they set up defensive shields and redirecting energy fields. Simple devices, repurposed with ingenuity, began to form a protective barrier around the city. The alien attackers were advanced, yes, but they had not accounted for human creativity. Orion commented, "Observation. Humans can improvise complex solutions in real time under extreme pressure. Probability of success: moderate, but higher than expected by hostile forces." Elena felt a surge of pride. It was always this way. In the face of unknown threats, humans relied on instinct, teamwork, and rapid adaptation. She remembered the countless stories of Earth explorers, astronauts, and pioneers who had overcome impossible odds. And now, on Viridia, that same spirit was alive in her team. The invaders targeted the energy shields. Pulses of destructive force collided with the barriers, causing sparks and flickers. Elena realized that brute strength would not win this fight. They needed strategy, human strategy. Marco, Orion, focus on misdirection. Make them think we are retreating. Lead them into the valley to the east. Understood, Marco replied. He activated a series of holographic decoys, creating multiple false targets that moved like real humans. The enemy ships faltered, unsure which were genuine threats. Elena led the real team along the planned route, carefully using the landscape to their advantage. Tall crystal spires and dense forests provided cover. Humans had always excelled at using their environment creatively, and the Viridians watched in awe as their guests turned natural formations into defensive tools. In the valley, Elena saw an opportunity. A natural funnel between the cliffs could trap the enemy ships. Orion, calculate trajectory and energy output. Marco, prepare to lure them in. The human team moved with precision. Orion adjusted the decoy's signals to draw the invaders into the narrow valley. Elena coordinated defensive pulses from the shields and repurposed equipment that could destabilize the attackers' navigation systems. Every move required exact timing and flawless execution. It worked. The enemy ships entered the valley, only to be trapped by the human-engineered ambush. Their weapons misfired against the reinforced energy barriers, and several ships were disabled. The humans' improvisation, combined with quick thinking, had turned a seemingly impossible situation into a controlled battlefield. The Viridians, witnessing the display, began to assist. They activated protective energy fields of their own, guided by the humans' instructions. Together, humans and Viridians formed a defensive network that was both innovative and powerful. It was a perfect example of teamwork between two species, humans providing adaptability and strategy. Viridians contributing precision and raw energy manipulation. Despite the success, Elena knew the battle was far from over. The enemy commander, a massive ship with advanced shielding, hovered at the edge of the valley. "We can't just wait for it to break," she said. "We need to end this before more reinforcements arrive." Orion suggested. Analysis. The enemy's shield reacts to direct energy attacks. Indirect disruption may be more effective. Human ingenuity in combination with Viridian energy manipulation could destabilize the shield. Elena grinned. Exactly. The plan was daring. Using the valley's crystalline structures, they amplified the Viridians' energy fields to create a focused beam aimed at the enemy ship's shield generator. The humans adjusted frequencies in real time, adding subtle variations that disrupted the enemy's targeting systems. Marco coordinated the timing. Elena monitored the energy output, and Orion calculated the exact angles needed for maximum effect. The beam struck the enemy ship. Sparks flew, systems overloaded, and finally, with a loud pulse that echoed through the valley, the ship's shield collapsed. The invaders retreated, confused, and defeated by the unexpected ingenuity of their opponents. The humans and Viridians had won not through brute force, but through intelligence, creativity, and collaboration. Elena felt a rush of relief and pride. Humans had once again demonstrated that survival was not only about strength, but about adaptability and resourcefulness. The Viridians approached, their eyes reflecting awe and gratitude. One stepped forward, translating through Orion. "Your species. Extraordinary. You adapt, you create, you protect. We have never witnessed such capability combined with courage." Elena bowed slightly. "Thank you. Humans have always believed that every challenge is an opportunity to learn and grow. Today, we learned together." The Viridian Council joined them, offering assistance in repairing the city and recovering from the attack. The humans shared strategies, showing how they had used simple tools and rapid thinking to turn the tide of battle. The aliens listened intently, impressed not only by the results but by the process itself, the creativity and courage that defined humanity. Marco nudged Elena. I think they really get it now. Humans aren't just visitors. We're impressive. Elena smiled, looking over the recovering city. Yes, Marco. And this is just the beginning. We have shown them that humans are not just capable of survival, but of leadership, innovation, and protection. Orion added, observation. Humans' ability to respond to high-pressure, unpredictable threats is unparalleled. This may explain your species' historical dominance across difficult environments. Elena laughed softly. It's more than dominance, Orion. It's about connection, adaptation, thinking on your feet. Humans survive because we care. We strategize, and we never give up. That night, the team gathered in the plaza, exhausted but triumphant. The city glowed softly in the evening light, repaired and alive again. Viridians mingled with humans cautiously, yet openly, sharing tools, energy techniques, and stories of the attack. It was a moment of mutual respect, a rare chance for two civilizations to truly understand each other under extraordinary circumstances. Elena looked at her team and then at the Viridians. Today, we didn't just defend a city, we proved something important. Humans are adaptable, intelligent, and brave. And when we work with others, we can overcome anything. The Viridians, silent for a moment, then nodded. Their trust in humans had grown immeasurably. They had seen firsthand that these newcomers from a distant world were more than capable. They were remarkable. Elena's heart swelled with pride. Humanity had faced an unexpected threat, far from Earth, and had not only survived, they had triumphed. Their creativity, courage, and collaboration had made the impossible possible. And now, with the Viridians as allies, humanity had strengthened its place in the galaxy. As stars sparkled over Viridia, Elena felt a quiet determination. There would be more challenges ahead, certainly. The universe was vast and unpredictable, but humans, she knew, were capable of rising to any occasion. Adaptation, ingenuity, and courage, the traits that had carried them across planets and centuries, would continue to define them. And for Captain Elena Riker, this battle was proof. Humans were not just surviving among the stars, they were thriving. The morning sun bathed Viridia in soft gold as Captain Elena Riker walked through the city streets alongside her team. The air was crisp, carrying the faint scent of the alien flora, and the hum of energy from the Viridian structures created a serene rhythm. After the recent crisis, the city had begun to recover. Repairs were underway. Alien technology integrated seamlessly with human tools, and both species moved with cautious confidence. Learning from one another, Elena could see the subtle changes. The Viridians, once wary, now moved more openly around the humans. They shared knowledge, exchanged gestures, and even attempted simple jokes. Awkward, but genuine. Humans had a talent for creating trust through small acts, and these gestures had bridged a gap that might have taken years otherwise. Captain, Marco said, glancing at her with a smile. I think they really understand what makes us, us. Our unpredictability, our creativity, our courage. Elena nodded. Exactly. That's what sets humans apart. It's not just about technology or strength. It's about how we think, how we adapt, and how we connect. Orion, observing silently beside them, added, observation. Your species' unique combination of intelligence and emotional adaptability continues to influence the Viridians positively. Probability of long-term alliance, high. Elena smiled at the AI. Good. Let's make sure that probability becomes reality. The council had arranged a formal ceremony to honor the humans' role in defending the city and to solidify their presence on Viridia. Elena had chosen to wear her ceremonial suit once more, a symbol of respect and diplomacy. As she entered the central plaza, she saw a gathering of Viridians, humans, and dignitaries from other nearby settlements that had come to witness the historic event. The plaza was filled with light, energy, and anticipation. The Viridian Council rose as Elena approached. The lead member stepped forward, his silvery skin catching the sunlight. Captain Elena Riker, Humans of Earth, your actions have proven extraordinary. You have demonstrated courage, ingenuity, and compassion. You are worthy partners of Viridia. Elena bowed slightly. Thank you. We are honored to learn from you and to share what we know. Together, our species can achieve more than either of us could alone. The council gestured for Elena to stand, and a large display activated behind them. It showed the recent battle, reconstructed in holographic form, highlighting each move the humans had made, the decoys, the strategic use of terrain, the collaboration with Viridians. The crowd gasped in amazement. Humans, the lead Viridian said, your ingenuity saved countless lives. Your adaptability, creativity, and teamwork have ensured not only survival, but also strengthened trust between our species. You are exceptional. Elena's team stood beside her, a mix of pride and humility in their expressions. They had faced danger far from Earth and had succeeded, not through brute force, but through intelligence, adaptability, and the human spirit. This recognition was a moment they would remember for the rest of their lives. Marco whispered, "Well, I guess that answers the question of whether humans are impressive." Elena chuckled softly. "Yes, Marco. But it's not just about impressing others. It's about proving that humanity belongs among the stars, not as conquerors, but as collaborators and innovators." The ceremony continued with exchanges of knowledge. Humans demonstrated simple but clever inventions, ways to purify water, generate energy efficiently, and communicate over long distances using minimal resources. The Viridians shared their own techniques, revealing how they had managed the delicate balance of their ecosystems and integrated energy systems into their daily lives. Elena marveled at how much they could learn from each other. Humans had brought adaptability and ingenuity, while the Viridians brought precision and energy mastery. Together, they were creating solutions neither species could achieve alone. As the ceremony concluded, the council invited Elena to plant a symbolic crystal at the city center, a gesture representing the bond between humanity and Viridia. She knelt, placing the crystal carefully in the prepared slot. The stone glowed instantly, resonating with both human and Viridian energy. A soft hum spread through the plaza, and the crowd erupted in a mixture of applause and melodic tones. Orion observed quietly. Observation. Symbolic acts of this nature significantly strengthen interspecies alliances. Emotional resonance is high. Elena smiled. And that's exactly what humans do best. We create connections, even with beings so different from us. The day passed with celebrations and exchanges of culture. Humans and Viridians danced in harmony, experimented with shared technology, and simply learned about each other. Elena noticed small moments, the Viridians mimicking human gestures imperfectly but earnestly, and humans trying to replicate the melodic tones of the Viridian language. Laughter, curiosity, and genuine connection filled the city. That evening, as the twin moons of Viridia rose in the sky, Elena stood at the edge of the plaza, looking out at the city that had once seemed so foreign. Now, it felt almost like home. Marco joined her quietly. "Captain, do you ever think about how far we've come? From Earth to here, facing danger, building trust, and now being celebrated as allies?" Elena smiled softly. "Yes, Marco, and I think about the future. Humans are more than explorers. We are connectors. We can survive, adapt, and thrive anywhere." And when we work with others, the possibilities are endless. Orion floated nearby. Observation. Your species' optimism and resilience are critical components of survival. Emotional strength is directly linked to problem-solving and leadership effectiveness. Elena nodded. Exactly, Orion. It's not just about machines or weapons. It's about courage, intelligence, and the ability to think beyond the immediate. That is what makes humans remarkable. The Viridians approached, extending their hands in a gesture of trust and respect. Elena and her team joined them, exchanging the simple but profound connection of two species acknowledging one another's value. It was a moment of unity, a bridge built on understanding, respect, and shared experience. As the humans prepared to leave Viridia, their mission accomplished, Elena felt a quiet sense of pride. They had survived, adapted, and thrived, not through strength alone, but through creativity, empathy, and courage. Humans had proven that they could face the unknown and leave a lasting impact. The shuttle lifted off smoothly, the city shrinking beneath them. Elena looked at the horizon, the Viridians waving in farewell. "We'll return," she promised softly. "There is so much more we can learn from each other." Marco leaned against the shuttle's rail. "You know, Captain, they really won't forget us. Humans have a way of leaving a mark." Elena nodded. "And that's exactly how we thrive, Marco. Not by taking, but by connecting, adapting, and proving ourselves through action and ingenuity." As stars stretched into lines outside the viewport, Elena reflected on their journey. Humanity had traveled across the galaxy, faced danger, and forged alliances, not through domination, but through understanding and intelligence. They had brought life, curiosity, and hope to a distant world. Orion observed quietly. Observation. Humans have demonstrated resilience, creativity, and emotional intelligence that surpasses many species' capabilities. Long-term galactic collaboration potential is high. Elena smiled. And that's just the beginning, Orion. Humanity has so much to offer. Not just on Viridia, but across the stars. We adapt, we survive, and we connect. That's our power. As the shuttle disappeared into the galaxy, Elena's thoughts were on the future, on new worlds, new challenges, and new opportunities. Humans had proven themselves once again, adaptable, creative, and capable of greatness. And as the distant stars sparkled, she knew that humanity's journey had only just begun. Viridia faded behind them, but the bond they had created would last. Humans had arrived, not as conquerors, but as collaborators. And the galaxy would remember them not just for their technology or strength, but for the courage, ingenuity, and heart that defined every human being. Elena leaned back, watching the stars streak past. The mission had succeeded, but the true victory was the proof of humanity's potential. Wherever they went next, humans would continue to inspire, adapt, and thrive, proving to the universe that they were a species unlike any other. And somewhere in the quiet hum of the shuttle, Elena whispered, almost to herself, "This is who we are. This is what makes us human."